It's Cherokee Ronnie back at you. Before we get to your regular scheduled program, I want to talk about this real quick, just in case you don't want to go back and watch the videos, and just in case you don't want to watch the video. I don't see why you wouldn't, because it's freaking awesome. But I'm going to clear up some things that the forums are wrong about, and give you a little light on the Dana 35 swap to the 8 1/4. You get informed. I got on all the forums I could look up on Google, and there's not a straight answer to nothing. It's either this is not right or it's not going to work, but they've never done it. So we're going to go ahead and knock this out of the way. We're going to just do this before I show the videos of me finishing up the Jeep. Now, the 8 1/4 is a direct swap. I didn't have to do anything. They said that you couldn't swap your brake pads over to an 8 1/4. That's a lie. I've already done that. The drums actually fit too. I have drums here. They both are the same. I don't see any difference in them. So I don't see what that big deal is all about. I don't know if some people's making stuff up in their head. They might be getting confused from a Dana 44 or even a 10-inch brakes with a tow package. But if you have to, that stuff will work. Even the wheel cylinders will interchange, just to clear that up. Another thing, what you'll see in this video, is the dry shaft. Now let's shed some light on the dry shaft. You will not have to get a dry shaft made. I don't know about you stock guys, if you're going to do this, if you're stock, which rarely people do this if they're stock. I recommend lifting your Jeep first. I can't really say anything for you guys, you stock guys, because I have a 3-inch lift under this Jeep, and the dry shaft that was on the Jeep that came with the Dana 35 did not fit on the 8 1/4. It was too long, so I had to go get an 8 1/4. The rear end that Jeep come out of, I had to go get the dry shaft pretty much for that rear end, and it fit perfect. As you'll see in the video, I explain how one is shorter than the other, and that's why Jeep did that. They didn't go out of their way to make huge changes. They just, made a shorter dry shaft, which it works. I have a 3-inch lift, so I don't know about you stock guys. I don't know if that'll work or not. You might have to get one made. But for 2 to 3 inches, it's a direct swap. Just make sure you grab the 8 1/4 dry shaft with your rear end. Now from 91 and down, they have smaller caps. So if you're working on a 91, it depends when your 91 was made. If you want to use your Dana 35 dry shaft, if you have a bigger lift than I do, you might have to use that. If you don't have a slip yoke eliminator, they do use smaller shaft or U-joints, so you'll have to go get a bastard joint to fit the 8 1/4. But if you have a 91 and up, it just depends. Like I said, on 91, they went to the bigger U-joints in the dry shaft. Yes, there is different U-joints in the dry shaft. 91 and down has smaller, and 91 and up has bigger on the rear end of the dry shaft. Goes to the rear end. Anyway, we got that cleared out of the way. You cannot reuse your plates for your U-bolts. They will not work. Mine were not slotted like everybody said they were. I had to get the 8 1/4 U-bolt plates. I had to get new U-bolts. That's common sense there, because the Dana 35 has smaller diameter tubes on the rear end itself. So I had to get 3-inch from inside to inside U-bolts for the 8 1/4. And that's basically it. You just drop your rear end, and hopefully it does well. Hopefully it goes well, better than I went through, because I dropped the rear end out and I had to find a freaking leaf spring. Yeah, and I wasn't expecting that being broke, but it's a rough country 3-inch lift. Now let's talk about rough country here just a little bit before we get to the video. I promise there's a video. You can skip this if you don't want to listen to me ramble. This is about rough country's warranty. They have a 5-year warranty on their leaf springs. Okay, so I sent him a picture and showed him what happened. I showed him that the bushing wasn't seized to the bolt or nothing. I did break the bolt off because I was a freaking idiot and put it back in there while it was hot, and it seized into the body. So I had to break the bolt and get the bolt out, but that was no big deal. But I showed him that it wasn't seized in the bushing and their leaf spring broke. Well, he told me that I was abusing my lift because I was going off-road. That don't make any sense to me. It's a freaking lift kit. What else am I going to be doing? Mall crawling? So after arguing with them for 3 days, I showed them a picture of their warranty, a 5-year warranty on their, it covers busted or cracked or sagging leaf springs. That's on the on the leaf packs. I'm not sure on the add leaves, but finally they agreed to send me another pack. I didn't want 2 packs because he's like, oh, do you want 2 packs or 1? I was like, well, I don't really need 2. I said, I just need 1. I'm an honest guy. So I said, just give me 1. So one thing I didn't get on film, why I'm arguing with this guy, I had to go find a main leaf, and what I did was took a stock main leaf and put it under the rough country stuff, or put it above the rough country stuff, and it arched it right back up. But in the meanwhile, while I was doing that, I was arguing with these guys, thinking I wasn't going to get another one, and here to come find out, now they're going to send me one after I did all that work. So I don't know, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to this channel, because there's more to come with this Jeep. I'm glad I got the rear end out. Like I said, I'm sorry I didn't get too much footage on here. I just wanted to wrap this up and get it done. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you go watch the last video, you can see it. At the end of this video, I'll put all the videos up. You can go back and watch from the beginning and to the end. So, make sure you give it a thumbs up, guys. Enjoy. As you can see, I got both doors on. I do have the 8 1/4 underneath here. 8 1/4 is in, and when you put these leaf springs in, I recommend putting this one in first and having somebody push on the bracket and pushing it into there and putting a bolt through, because you can't, everybody says do it the other way. It don't work that way. There's no way you can do it that way. It's just no way. But make sure you keep that in mind when you go to do it. We gotta tighten up the U-bolts, get them tightened down, and put the wheels back on. We're gonna cut the sway bar off. We don't need that. Put the shock on, put the dry shaft in, put some more oil in the rear end. We should be good to go. Alright, I got that torque down. Okay, you can go ahead and cut these off if you want. But you always need to make sure, this is flush. And make sure another pin don't get stuck in there. Because if you notice on the other videos, when I started working on this, there was a pin in one side and I had to take it out. So if you're having a problem with your leaf spring seat, that's probably why. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Put this drum back on. Alright, we got all these torqued down. Got the wheel on the other side. Gotta get the dry shaft in. And that should be it. And I gotta fill this up with some more fluid. I gotta pick some of that up. Then put the shocks on. Then we'll see the dry shaft myth. I already had a cap fly off this one. So I'm going to get an 8 1/4 and see what the difference is in them, the length and the caps and stuff, to see if there's any difference. I ain't tried it yet, so we'll see. And we're going to cut these sway bars off. I can't get them out of the body, so I'm just going to cut them off right here. So I'm about to bust a myth for you. Dana 35, 8 1/4. 8 1/4 shorter, so it fits just fine. The Dana 35 was too long, so there's a myth busted for you. Go ahead and put the dry shaft on. The 8 1/4 fits mint. It's not too long. You don't have to get one made, so you guys don't have to freak out. Which in my case I didn't. That's a good thing. Alright, we just got the brakes bled. Make sure these are tight. Everything seems to be working okay. Got the dry shaft in. I did have to use the Chrysler 8 1/4 dry shaft because the Dana 35 dry shaft's too long. So what they've done, they compensated for the 8 1/4 in the older vehicles when they put them in there. And all I did is change the dry shaft length. So make sure you note that down on a pad. If you do that swap, you need the 8 1/4 dry shaft. I still got to put the shocks on. I got to get a bolt for this side. This shock's good. Just got to get the nut put back on it. Need to buy new shocks. As you can see, these are bad shape. But other than that, the rear end went in pretty well, actually. Got the wheels all mounted on. The brakes are bled. Dry shaft's in. I really didn't get much footage of all this, other than, you know, the sky that I recorded, which was a bummer. I wish I could have got me actually putting it in. But I do apologize for that. But I just wanted to get this thing done. But it is in, and I wanted to document, you know, like problems that you have with this and stuff. So other than that, it went in pretty good. All right, after you get all your T40 Torx bits out, you might have to get a grinder. They are T40. As you can see, I got a regular bolt in there, which I'll leave it in the description what I use. But go ahead and take this bolt out, and the door should come off. Here's the door taken off. I didn't get to record me putting the door on and holding it up because I have to do it by myself. I didn't have anybody to help me. But you want to go ahead and start putting your bolts in there. If you want to do this, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's pretty, you know, pretty self-explanatory. But these bolts are expensive. For 2 in a bag, they are $2 a piece. You just go ahead and ratchet them in. You might have to get a real small ratchet to get them to tighten up because the big one won't fit. Once you get the heads of them seated all the way flat, you can get your big one in there and torque them down. A little wrench. Still a lot better than them freaking torque bits. This way I can actually take them off when I need to. I recommend putting anti-seize on these, but I will be taking this door back off again in the future anyway. I got bigger plans for this Jeep. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you have other doors like I did, it had the bolts already out of them. I just went ahead and cut the bolts off. If some of them are stuck, I had to cut 1 or 2, I think it was. So keep that in mind. My doors wasn't any good, but this one is. And you go ahead and do the bottom ones. As you can see, I got some started down there. Door fits perfect. Needs sanded off and painted up, or somebody paint with dollar store paint. The other one's over there for the junkyard. That's why I put this hillbilly armor on there, because this ain't rusted out like those are.